My phone rang for what seemed like forever before I could find it at the bottom of my purse. The ringer was turned up, and the purse wasn't all that big, so I should have had no trouble, but somehow it was almost impossible to locate my phone. I had been walking on the sidewalk, headed from my apartment to the salon where I worked. It was roughly a half a mile from door to door, and I didn't always walk, but it was a beautiful day, and I wanted to get some fresh air. I had planned on ignoring my phone while I was walking, but the caller was persistent, so I stopped in the middle of the sidewalk to see who it was. Depending on the caller, I would either pick it up and talk or silence my ringer. Either way, my phone needed to be quiet. I could see as I looked down at the screen that I missed 3 calls from my cousin Charlotte, who lived in California. I stood there and stared at the phone for a few seconds, half expecting her to call again while I was holding it. Instead, a notification flashed across the screen saying she had left me a voicemail. Without even listening to it, I pressed the button to call her back. I put the phone to my ear as I began walking again. Charlotte picked up after 1 ring. "Did you get my message?" she asked as her greeting. "No, I called you right back without listening. What's up? Is everything okay?" "It's fine. What are you doing?" "I'm walking back to work." "From what?" she asked. "I went home to eat lunch, and now I'm headed back." I stepped to the side to let a guy walk by with his dog. "Why'd you call 3 times?" It was especially odd since texting was the way I communicated with just about everyone in my family, even my parents and Grandma. My mom called me every once in a while, but she was really the only one. "I wanted you to know Nico is coming with us next week," Charlotte said on the other end. "What?" I asked, as if I hadn't heard what she said. Truth was, I had heard her loud and clear, but I didn't know how to respond right away. "Logan asked Nico to come. I thought you'd want to know." "Oh," I said casually. "Thanks for letting me know, but I don't really care about that." For some reason, I found myself feeling a little short of breath as I finished that sentence, so I slowed my pace. "Okay," she said. "I just wanted to let you know as soon as I found out. I knew it had been a while since you saw him. I don't think he's been to Myrtle Beach the last few years." "Yeah, but he came with us on the Africa trip last year," I said as I skirted past an older couple who were strolling along the sidewalk. We exchanged smiles as I went around them. "Oh, I forgot about that," she said. "You were a little distracted," I said, since she was a little preoccupied with meeting her Prince Charming at the time. "For some reason, I thought it had been a few years since you saw him, and I remember how you used to—" I cut her off. "I saw him last year in Africa, but it doesn't really matter anyway. I haven't thought of him like that in a long time." "So you're saying you wouldn't have cared whether or not I warned you he was coming with us?" she asked. "I didn't say that. I'm glad you told me and everything. But now that you have, I can honestly say it doesn't really matter." Why did I feel the need to use the word honestly when something wasn't quite true? I was a terrible liar, and I was sure Charlotte could see right through me. "Don't act like you don't care," she said with a smile in her voice. "I don't care," I said, trying to talk myself into it. "Nothing really even happened between us, and what did happen was a long time ago." "Fair enough," she said. "I just wanted to let you know in case you changed your mind about caring." Then she added, "I'm excited about seeing you soon." "Me too," I said. "I can't wait." I was about to say the appropriate things to end the conversation, but I changed my mind, opting to mention another guy in an effort to reiterate that I didn't care about Nico. "I talked to Travis," I said. Travis Gwynn was a rich, eligible bachelor who lived in Myrtle Beach, not far from our family's beach house. He and I met a couple of years before and had been in touch a little bit since then. We got along, and had actually exchanged a few cheek kisses and other flirty things like that, but neither of us felt compelled to start a real relationship. Maybe it was unnecessary information, but I was telling Charlotte the truth by saying I had spoken to Travis. Knowing that our family always came to the beach house in June, he got in touch with me to make sure I knew we were invited to come by his house while we were there. He didn't say he was having an official party, but he did say he was planning on having a few people over. I told him it sounded fun and that he could count on me, and most likely a few of my cousins, to be there.